Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a crackety here casted game, and he's going to be spawning in here on the left. Actually, it's not really the left, it's more towards the south side of the map here, playing as the Mongols. It's great to see him back on this civilization. I believe the last time we saw him on this civ was when he did like it was like 8 TCs. The 8 TC challenge from Crackety, where he basically just spammed TCs the whole game and see how it would work out for him. I don't actually remember one of the games worked out really well for him. I think I can't remember. I think it was against Corvinus, formerly known as Salami. I can't quite remember, but it was an insane game. But it's great to see Crackety back here on the Mongols. His opponent, though, spawning in on the north side of the map in the color teal. It's galleries Yutin owns. I feel like that name is there to try and catch me out. I don't know. I don't know what this name is, but I guess we'll roll with it. But we'll call them Yutin, I guess. Yutin? We'll roll with that. We'll roll with that. But he's playing here as the RUS. He's got his hunting cabin down here. Have a look at that god tier hunting cabin spot. That is one great spot right there if I've ever seen one. That is like one of the best spots you could possibly get. I mean, the only way you get better than that is if you chop a villager through here and stick a hunting cabin in like one of these little spots. But obviously that takes way too long at the beginning of the game, right? But already a huge amount of gold income here for Yutin. Already up to 34 a minute. That is a huge amount. And with that gold, he's going to be grabbing wheelbarrow. He's pushed in the deer. I love this when players do this on Hideout. They just push in the deer a little bit, and then they gather from it. And sometimes we even see survival techniques coming through, which it doesn't look like Yutin is going to be grabbing here. Super cheap upgrade, 75 gold, 25 wood for plus 15% on all deer, boar as well. It's something that I like with the RUS. You know, you have the hunting cabin down anyway, right? You may as well grab that upgrade. You got plenty of gold to do so. Well, usually you do at least. Depends, because we've got wheelbarrow coming in here. So maybe we don't have enough gold. But, you know, this is an upgrade I like to see coming in, because the RUS like to move out for the boar anyway at some point. Even if you're not moving out for it immediately, right? You're going to be using it at some point. So you may as well grab that upgrade nice and early on. But it looks like the age up's going to be coming through from Crackety. It's going to be the silver tree coming through first. So interestingly, the Mongol player is actually the first to age up here. And that is because Yutin is using a bit of an old build. It still works, but it's not something we've seen in a while. And that's actually leaving 2 vills here on the wood. Now, maybe we see another hunting cabin out from him. I mean, that would probably be a smart move. Not exactly sure where. Maybe up here, to be honest. So, yeah, interesting that he's put the 2 vills on there. I guess you don't really need to rush the age up anymore. So, since Season 5, the Kremlin has been nerfed slightly. You don't get the militia ticket immediately, which means you're not able to put on as much pressure. Like, just the 2 militia running into the enemy base can cause so much, right? But we see here, he's just going to be taking a little bit slow. Only 4 vills on the landmark. Usually we see around 6, sometimes 5, but 4. He's playing this a little bit more relaxed. Not wanting to put on as much pressure. Maybe we see knights coming out. We see we've got enough wood and food and gold in the bank to push out a knight immediately. In fact, so a little bit interesting there that he's going for a slower age up. Usually when we see these sort of slower age ups, we've got something else coming behind this, whether it's like more hunting cabins, whether it's a second TC. But maybe it's a castle age, just a fast castle. That could possibly be the case here. We see we've got a lot of food, a lot of gold. But in saying that, Yutin is moving his vills now towards the wood. So I doubt that's going to be the case here. We'll wait and see, though. See what happens. We see... Look at the amount of sheep. Oh, my goodness. Yutin has an insane amount of sheep. How many does Crackety have? Crackety, yeah, not as many. That's a bit of a feels bad, but he's up to the next stage. Well, both of them are up to the next stage. Crackety's going to be moving his silver tree over to the corner here. Unfortunately, a sacred site is in the way, so you're going to have to move it probably here. Your trade, you're going to be going with this one, right? You don't really want to be trading with your enemies. So, Crackety's going to be going for trade here, which we'll have to see how it does for him, because Mongol trade has been nerfed, right? We've talked about this quite a bit in previous casted games, but the Mongols, they're not the greatest when it comes to trade now. Actually, they probably still are the greatest. Debatable with the Malians, but Mongols, they've had some heavy hits to them, mainly with the trade trick being fixed and the fact that these actually cost more now. We see it costs 36 gold compared to the 30 before. It's a slight difference, but it's still a difference, right? So they've got that to factor in, as well as the fact they're up against the RUS. Interestingly, Yutin is actually walling this up here. Instead of... I don't think he's scouted. I think that's the problem. But the RUS is a really good civilization that counters trade pretty effectively. And that's for two main reasons. Well, actually three. I would say three main reasons. One, early knights. Great unit at killing trade. Right? Just stick a couple of them in the base. Boom. Sorted. Reason number two is they've got a wood chopping bonus, which means they're very inclined to go into archers. And they love H2 pressure, right? H2 pressure is great with the RUS, so you're more than happy to just play it out in H2 and try and deal with some of this trade, which Crackly has now started. We see 2 traders on the way. And then point number 3 for the RUS is that they've got militia. It's really, really nice for a timing attack, right? Just calling in militia, or not even timing necessarily, just calling them in, sending them into the trade lines, just causing as much havoc as possible can be so damn nice for the RUS. So that's why Mongols probably isn't the best civilization to do this sort of thing up against. You want to be doing that maybe up against the Abbasid, maybe, even the Delhi, to be honest. But Delhi, not really a civilization that's picked on a map like this, mainly because, well, there's only 2 sacred sites and one of them's very tricky to get to. But Crackly's making some Keshiks here. So we've got double Keshik and a Khan versus a Knight here. Unfortunately, the Knight is not going to be enough here to deal with this. So Yutin doesn't really have to worry too much about gold, though, at the moment. He's got hunting cabins, which I'm kind of surprised he hasn't added more in, to be honest. He's only got the 1. It's still providing a lot of gold. So, yeah, you got that. But, I mean, you do really want to get this gold back soon, right? Because you want to be making more Knights with the stable. But at this point in time, I think you probably just go into Horseman. Horseman is a very fast unit. So they're able to get onto these traders a lot quicker. They're able to run away from units such as the Keshiks. Which I believe Keshiks and Knights have the same movement speed. Yeah, they do. So, yeah, it's hard for these early Knights to run away. Especially when we've got spears and stuff following them as well. But the traders, first one is going to be taken down here. Crackety, he gets some value from it though. Remember, traders, they get resources for each trip that they make. And speaking of which, I want to see how much Crackety gets here. Looks like Yutin's losing a ton of units down there. We see Crackety going to be grabbing 70 gold. A huge amount of value right there for these traders. So you can really understand why Yutin is wanting to put so much pressure onto this. We see Knights going to be making their way around the base still. Yutin needs to be careful here with his Knights. But Crackety already way ahead. And oh, okay. Well, that's suicide. Okay, well, we'll ignore that. But Crackety already way ahead when it comes to his economy. Have a look at this. He's up by 7 vills at the moment. Which, well, not 7 vills. 7 economic counts, right? So he's in a great position here. And Crackety, look at this. He's taking some... in saying he did lose a Keshik. But he's taking fights here to where he's actually regenerating health on the Keshiks. This is what I love to see. This is why a big mass of Keshiks like this is a little bit scary. I say big mass. It's big compared to what Yutin has, right? But Yutin, he's got some good food sources. You know, he's out here on the boar. Has he got survival techniques? Yes, he does. Okay, love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. And sometimes players do forget about that upgrade. It's such an important upgrade. It really is. Because it helps out the whole game as well. Like, the deer at the early stages of the game, the boar. And then even when you age up with the high trade house, all of that deer that you're collecting there, that all gets affected by that survival techniques. It's such an important upgrade. It's such an important upgrade for the RUS. But what is Gallery's plan right here? He's sort of slowed down on production a little bit. He's only making some spears. No more Knights in the queue. He is back on the gold though, so maybe it looks to start production once again. He's got 4 tickets saved up, so floating a lot of food. He's got, yeah, maybe needs to build some houses. Maybe looking to go in for a bit of a militia push here. As Yutin didn't actually get up this wall, which is a little bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. I mean, maybe you do want to get this up just to make sure that these Keshiks are more pushed towards one direction, right? You want to push them towards this side. But you got more vision. You got the Kremlin this side as well, so But maybe Yutin thinks about maybe a possible age up here. He's floating a lot of food, but then again, you don't want to leave Mongols booming like this. What? Wait. Are we seeing RUS trade right here? What is this? Oh my goodness, he's doing it. He's doing he's a madman right here. He's going RUS trade. How do you beat Mongol trade? You join them. You become the Mongols. You find your inner Mongolness and start trading as well. I mean, it kind of works, right? You've got walls. You're able to wall up on this map, which the Mongols cannot do. You're going to be paying a little bit more for your traders. You know, Mongol traders do cost a lot less. We see the 36 gold compared to the 60. Let me see here. Gallery, Yutin going to be taking... I don't know what to call. I'm sticking with Yutin, but actually taking a fight here. Focusing down the Keshiks as well. So actually a really good fight for him here. And behind this, he's trading. Now, they're not as good traders either. Like, sure, you're paying more for them, but they're also less effective because they're not affected by... they're not affected by the... Oh, what's it called? How have I forgotten the name? The upgrade from the tower. Where is that? How have I forgotten this upgrade? Yam Network. That's the name, Yam Network. And Yutin actually going to be finding some more trader kills here as well. Huge value for him. He's still behind when it comes to his eco, but he's making up for it right now. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, we see there the movement arrow also does affect traders. But honestly, I think this is a smart move. We see Keshiks out for Crackety. I wonder if he spotted this out, because he's not guarding this trade whatsoever. And that first trader is going to be making its return. I assume it's going to be 70 gold, just like Crackety's traders. But look at this Crackety. Oh, we got trade wars going on right now. He's like, okay, I see how it is. You're going trade? Well, I'll just double down on trade. Well, actually, this is more like quintuple down on trade at this point. But Yutin, he's looking in a not bad position with these walls going up, I'll be honest. Like, if he gets up these walls, may want to pull a villager over here to try and finish this one up. And then just build some gates. And then keep on putting pressure onto Crackety. Just sort of slow down the trade as much as possible while you go into trade. I think it can be a really, really good decision here. But you also got to remember that Mongol trade is... Something else I forgot to mention is that Mongol trade also brings in like more than just gold, right? It brings in stone. It brings in a little bit of food as well. You need to get the upgrades from the Uvu, but you know, they are amazing upgrades. So however way you look at this, Mongol trade is just better in every aspect. They cost less, they move faster, they give more rares. There's literally nothing going for you with the RUS trade. But Yutin, he's rolling with it. He's going to be committing to... I guess you got walls. That's something you really got going for you. And Yutin's going to be taking this fight here. Look at this. This is actually a great fight for him. Needs to dodge these spears, though. He's doing a great job with his micro here. Going to be losing a knight. But honestly, Yutin, he's fine taking the fight. Look at the amount of Keshiks that went down here for Crackety. The army value now really starting to show. Yutin ahead by triple the amount of army value. Now we've got outposts coming up here now for Crackety, but... we just got a flood of units coming in right now. And look at this. Behind this, Yutin is going to be walling up the trade site. This is huge. You know, and this is another great thing about the RUS, by the way, in this matchup. The walls are so much better. You know, fortified palisade walls. It's going to cost Crackety, I don't know, maybe an extra 30 seconds to take down this wall with like an army like this. Or maybe even longer. Depends how much of an army he decides to build up before he notices this, right? But it's something that's so good about the RUS, and just buying an extra 30 seconds or so can be so game-changing. Especially with a civilization like the RUS. That extra 30 seconds can just... it can buy so much, right? And we see here, that silver tree looking to get taken down here. 14 spears out on the field. Knights going to be making their way towards the traders. Crackety, at the first point, well, apart from like the first couple minutes, has now lost his villager or economic lead. Which, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Mongol trade is currently being beaten by RUS trade. Insane. I'm pretty sure we've only got a couple traders out. Actually, we got a decent amount. Look at this. We're up to 6 traders. 7 traders. This is crazy. RUS trade right now is beating Mongol trade. At least for the time being. Maybe Crackety can somehow pull this one back. He's obviously in a little bit of a rough spot at the moment, especially now with Yutin actually looking to age up here. We see that lumber camp gets destroyed. Going to be for the high trade house. Okay, well, I'm not exactly sure what the point of that deletion of the lumber camp was, but a little bit of a tip here. Since the recent changes to the high trade house, you want to be building it like here, just away from all of these hunting cabins. So basically all of the trees that are in the radius of this hunting cabin won't have any gold income for the high trade house. So we see this is reaching out all the way over here. So all of these trees in here and here won't give gold for the high trade house. So you kind of want to build this like maybe here, maybe even like here. That's actually a god spot right there. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But we see here Crackety unable to get to the trade post. He's bringing a villager over, going for another outpost. He understands he needs to get this trade on the road with more markets being set up. But Yutin, he's in a great spot right now. He's got the trade. He's got the villager count. He's got the high trade house, which at the moment making him not a lot of gold. There we go. 120 gold. So not bad. Still a decent amount despite this hunting cabin being here. But now Yutin, he's got the age advantage, which is absolutely huge for him. He's going to be able to look to add in maybe some crossbow. Men-at-arms is an interesting choice here. I think crossbow and spears is the better choice, to be honest. Just because Keshiks do kind of counter men-at-arms. Like, men-at-arms, don't get me wrong, it's still a great unit. You're able to dive bases and whatnot, and you're going to be fine up against any sort of archers. But crossbow plus spear plus knights is such a good composition here. Crossbow able to counter Keshiks. They're able to soft counter spears. And yeah, I just think crossbows here is a nice call. But obviously men-at-arms, not a bad decision either. But it looks like Crackety for the time being. Not entirely sure what he's up to. He's just sort of waiting out in the base here. He's looking to age up now with that stepford out. He really needs to get this trade on the road. We see he's up to 5 markets here, including the silver tree. So he really needs to start pumping these units out, because trade has been denied away for a long time here. Let's actually take a look, see how much gold he gets from this. Because let's see if he actually... I'm not sure when you can get the stone upgrade, to be honest. So let's take a look, see how much he gets from this. So 70 gold. Okay, is that it? Okay, that is it. He hasn't got the upgrade yet for some reason. I think it must be a castle age upgrade. Where's his Uber at? Oh, here. Yeah, so this is the upgrade you want to grab here, I think. No, that's not it. Where is that upgrade at? There it is. Oh, no, that's not it. Where is this upgrade at? Is it in the silver? It might be in the silver tree. Yeah, there it is. Stone commerce. No, that's not it either. Where's this upgrade? Oh, no, there it is. There we go. Trade suppliers plus 10 stone for their trades. That's the upgrade. It's Imperial Age. Okay. So, yeah. Doesn't have that upgrade yet because he's yet to reach Imperial. So, ignore me. But Crackety going to be taking this fight here. Honestly, he's got decent numbers, but the veterancy upgrades are yet to come in. Veterancy Spearmen. We've got Men-at-Arms and no Veterancy Knights in yet, though. But this is a fight Yutin, I mean, he can take, but I think Crackety's still got the numbers, but not having the Veterancy upgrade, I think it means Yutin's just going to be able to crush this. Just those Men-at-Arms, the tankiness of the Men-at-Arms. We've got Veterancy upgrades coming through for Crackety here. But we see absolute destruction right there. Crackety, he's in a tough spot because now Yutin brings the villager back. He walls up the trade site once again. I mean, this time I feel like you just stick a couple towers here, stick another layer of walls, right? And just really shut down all of this trade. Because Crackety, he's invested a lot into this. Like, this is 400 woods worth of markets, as well as an age up, as well as lots of traders that are yet to be able to actually trade. So honestly, Yutin in such good position, and behind this, he's still trading. Look at the amount of traders he's got now. Let's take a quick look. Can we take a look at his... He's got 12 traders at the moment. So he's not spamming them out, you know. He's not exactly doing your everyday Mongol spam, right? But it's still a decent amount to where you don't need... he's still got villagers on... I'm sorry, why? Why have you got villagers on gold here? Take these guys off the gold. You do not need gold. But basically, he's at a point where he doesn't need to mine gold, so he can just put all of his villagers onto wood, onto food, and he can just let the traders deal with the gold, right? So really, really smart there from Yutin. You know, we've seen it before where players just overinvest in trade, and then they just float a ton of gold, and then they're like, oh, well, what now? Slightly different for the Malians, where everything just costs gold. But yeah, for most civilization, that can be a bit of a problem, so you don't want to overinvest into this too quickly. So Yutin only making this every now and then. We see he's up to 13 traders now. Really, really smart decision there. We'll take a quick look at Yutin's perspective right here. We see he sees absolutely everything. Look at that. He's even picking up relics on Crackety's side of the map. He's got 4 coming back to the base right now. That is crazy. Raids going off everywhere. He sees the market. He's got a wooden fortress. He sees everything right now. But we take a look at Crackety's perspective. Look at how much in the dark he is. He has no clue how much trade Yutin has right now. He doesn't know if he's on multiple TCs. He hasn't even scouted inside of the base here. It's just dark. Separate out, going to be making its way out here. Yeah, this is when it feels rough, right? I didn't actually point this out earlier on. But, oh god. We got a little bit of a... I don't know, what would you even call this? Whatever it is, it's not meant for YouTube. But, you know, I didn't actually mention this earlier, but the separate out is actually a bit of a rough one here. Now, if you invest into the silver tree with all of these traders, ideally you want to go up with the Kurultai, just for the better units, right? You want the regeneration plus the extra attack speed. I believe it's attack speed it gives. I'm a little bit inundated with the Mongols. I should really catch up with it, but you really want that landmark, really. And, you know, Crackety, he's had to go with the separate out just because he's struggling with the gold. We see here, he's got 0 gold a minute right now. He's got no traders going. He has to mine gold, which is a huge difference compared to Yutin, who's currently floating 1,500 gold and is grabbing a load of veterancy upgrades as well as Boyar's Fortitude. So honestly, Yutin is in a golden spot right here, literally. I think at this point you could even think about a little cheeky age up. And even, I mean, you kind of want to be working towards this right from the beginning, right? Just chopping your way through here. If you chop your way through and find yourself here, spam men-at-arms, spam militia, and then drop like a Spaskayan tower in the base. It's what I've been doing on the ladder. Now, obviously, I'm not a pro player, right? I'm just your average Conk 1 player. Maybe Diamond 3. Alright. Maybe Diamond 2, okay? We're getting distracted here, okay? But basically, chopping your way through here, and with the RUS, you got such a good timing with the militia plus men-at-arms, where they can just tank a load of damage, where you pull a load of builds and drop a Spaskayan tower in the middle. And because the Spaskayan tower immediately researches, like, bombarding placements and stuff, it's such a good landmark to stick in someone's base. It pretty much ends the game like that. Unless you're playing up against the English, which then the English, they just don't die. But Crackety, he's finally breaking down this wall once again. We see gallery. Well, not gallery. I don't know. I keep looking over at the right-hand side. That's why. Yutin, he's currently massing up a couple of rams, it seems. Making a load of horsemen, which have been upgraded to the veterancy. We've also got plenty of knights, plenty of men-at-arms, plenty of actually warrior scouts here. Or not warrior scouts, warrior monks. They're here as well. So, nice little army here. We see he's ahead by 3,000 when it comes to the army value. Trade still booming away. Have a look at the amount of trade we've got going now. How many are we up to? That can't be right. Market. Wait. Oh, I'm looking at Crackety's. That's why. Okay. Yeah, so we got 24 active traders right now for Yutin. That is a huge amount. Compared to the Mongols, which currently only have 5. Ouch. Yeah, 5 traders. That feels rough. That feels rough, Crackety. But he's back on the road again. He kept alive the markets, which means we got more traders on the way. But look at this. Yutin, he's about 10 or so villages ahead. But the more worrying part here for Crackety is the units. Look at the army value for Yutin. He's ahead by around 4,000 at the moment. Crackety going to be moving in here with a huge amount of crossbow. Crossbows here actually going to be a huge counter here to what Yutin has, considering he mainly has knights and men-at-arms. Obviously, we've got some horsemen in here as well, and they're going to be able to get a nice surround in here. But I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Obviously, Boyar's Fortitude for the RUS as well. Going to come in real handy here, giving the extra plus 30 HP. Just makes horsemen so nice here for the RUS. But we got a mangonel here. And look at this. It's not even a close fight. I mean, I think it shows in the upgrades here. Crackety only has Iron Undermesh and Steeled Arrow. Whereas Yutin, look at the upgrades he's got. He's got everything apart from the ranged attack, which he doesn't need. He hasn't got any ranged units. So he's finding huge value here from Crackety's army. Rams are also starting to take out these outposts now, and this is where trade is looking to get shot down once again. Especially with the mangonel being here as well. Crackety, he needs to get out some sort of anti-siege right here. He can build it on the battlefield, but he needs to get out like a Springald immediately, because this is looking scary right here. Traders able to get off their last little drop off before this site gets denied away once again. I'm sure a villager is on its way. Yeah, there it is. It's on its way to patch up this wall once again. Those traders going to be losing their lives. Oh, feels rough for Crackety. It really does. We've got plenty of barracks that's being dropped down. And now Crackety actually going into men-at-arms. So going for like the tankier unit here. It means horsemen are a little bit less effective here for Yutin. Horsemen just such a good unit when it comes... men-at-arms such a good unit when it comes to just tanking damage up against any sort of spearman, archer, or horseman, right? Horsemen actually are the best out of the three. But even still, they're not the greatest. But Crackety, he's looking in a rough spot. We got triple the army value right now for Yutin. And Crackety, he's packing up the buildings. Doesn't have the improved movement speed through. So he's going to be moving away pretty slowly there. Crackety, he has to do something now. Double mangonel is here. Crackety, he has no anti-siege still. He's making a Keshik, and there we go. We got a Springald in the queue, but that's still 30 seconds away. The amount of damage that Yutin is going to be able to do here is absolutely huge. Blacksmith going to get taken out here. And those mangonels look so scary. Even if we do have a single Springald out here, Yutin is going to be able to do a ton of damage with just these two mangonels, right? Town center now being put under pressure. The thing Crackety does have going for him here in this base is that he's got good choke points, right? He's up against a fully melee army. So getting some nice choke points in here for your crossbow are really, really nice. You just got to be so wary of these mangonels. As we have 3 mangonels up, that first Springald does make an appearance. I can't see it anyway. Where? Oh, there it is. There it is. It's going to get taken out, though. Oh, it survives on 6 HP. Oh, it is somehow still alive. Managed to take out the first mangonel. But the TC now goes down for Crackety. Crackety losing out on so much TC fire right there. This is great for Yutin. We see that mangonels are being focused down right now, though. That mangonel, or that Springald, and 6 HP finding so much value right there. Able to take out all 3 mangonels. And Crackety, he's just dropping down a TC here. He's like, okay, I need to make builds. I need builds. Let me drop down this TC right here. It may be in the middle of a battlefield, but we need it. And that mangonel going to be going down for Yutin. It looks like Crackety is going to be able to hold for the time being, but we got round 2 coming in. Yutin, look at the army he's got behind us, and look at the trade, the RUS trade. The thing we thought we would never be seeing out of the RUS. It's trade up against Mongol trade. What? This has been a wild game. RUS trade winning versus Mongol trade, and look what we got coming in behind this. We got an age up coming through. I wouldn't be surprised to see builds being pulled, to be honest, for Yutin. Just like pull these builds and stick a Spaskayan tower like boom right there, or boom right here, you know? But Crackety's moving out once again. Doesn't even have the army advantage value, despite the age up coming through from Yutin right here. We see that high armory is going to be the way for him. That's a lot of production. Yeah, there. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, there it is. High armory. There it is. So Crackety, it looks like he's able to hold on for the time being. Army value has finally swung in his favor due to this age up coming through from Yutin. But Yutin, he can just retreat back. He's got plenty of gold coming through from the traders to where as soon as he edges up, he can just grab through all of the elite upgrades and he'll be sorted, right? And behind this, Crackly's not even trading himself. We see that outpost going to be going up once again. Horsemen and knights on the back line here. Crackly, he starts the trade once again, but oh, he's just going to be running into more knights, more horsemen. Oh, that's a rough one. It's a rough one. And Yutin behind this, look at the amount of wood he's got. That is absolutely ridiculous. You probably just want to spam out a load of production. Maybe get some more farms going. You're struggling a little bit on the food. Only 31 bills on the food. So honestly, yeah, just make some more farms. I think that's probably the way. And you just look at everything here. We got the trade. We got the sacred site. We got 4 relics in the bank. We got the high trade house giving 300 gold a minute. We got the age advantage now. We've also got army value not too far behind from Yutin. I think it's going to be very, very, very tricky for Crackly to come back into this as now Imperial Age is through for Yutin. Elite upgrades finally being queued up. Banded arms, adjustable crossbars, and roller shutter triggers all coming in. It looks like Yutin just going for a very heavy siege composition here, which honestly I like. We've got 2 Springalds in the queue. I'd love just a couple more siege workshops here, to be honest. Just to pump out those mangonels. Mangonels, to be honest, you probably can just make like 2 mangonels, 2 Springalds, because then you got enough to one-shot other Springalds, right? And then just go for like a bombard or something. Double bombard will probably work just fine. You know, taking out the base here. And then you got plenty of units here. Just honestly, mass men-at-arms and Streltsy. Men-at-arms, or to be honest, spears and Streltsy. Spears and Streltsy, great unit composition here with siege. That's the composition we usually see in this sort of situation. But Crackly, he finds the trade once again. And to be fair to him, he's actually managed to keep up when it comes to his economic count. And he's going to be looking to age up behind this, which is absolutely bonkers. You know, despite taking such a bad trade earlier on, he gets the TC back up. His villagers are trading away. He's got trade coming back. He's actually up to a huge amount of traders. Just the benefit there of traders costing less, at least in the silver tree. But there it is, the white stupor coming through for Crackly. There it is in the base. Now, do we think about sending this over to the trade to double produce traders? Probably not. I feel like you're not that far behind at this point in time. So, but Crackly, have a look at this. He makes it through. Is this the turning point for him? Is he able to now kill the RUS trade? We've got to keep coming through from Yutin. He needs to get this up fast. We got militia. Oh, boy, that's a lot of militia. 24 militia. And don't forget, these are elite militia. Despite them saying just a militia, they scale for each age. Which means these guys are going to be able to trade very well up against veterancy spears. Even if Crackly does get the edge up through, it's going to be another while before that elite upgrade comes in. So, you know, Yutin more than happy to take this fight here with the militia versus spears, especially with this keep coming up on the back line. Crackly gets the edge up through, but now this is the perfect opportunity for Yutin to push. We see no elite upgrades actually through. He's got so much gold. What is going on here, Yutin? I guess you're just going into elite units like Streltsy, but even then, I feel like you want elite spears. Just, you know. But, yeah, we see here. Spears slowly but surely getting taken out by those militia. More outposts getting dropped down. Yutin still looking in a great spot as that trade gets shot down once again. He's going to be... Oh, that is a giga brain play right there. Oh, if only the Mongols had something like a keep, because if Crackly managed to get up like a keep here with maybe some like walls, both things that the Mongols do not have. But if he was able to get that up, he might actually be able to start to set up some serious trade. But it looks like now Yutin going to be making his way towards the base here. We got chemistry coming through as well as lightweight beams. So it looks like we're just going to have a spam of rams coming through from him. But look at the mangonel shot. Huge mangonel shot onto the Streltsy. We got double mangonel out. 1 Springal. Going to be enough here. It does have the banded arms upgrade as well as the roller shutter triggers. It's able to do some I even still, Crackly's finding the value he needs to find here. He's actually able to hold here. What is going on? Is Crackly having the biggest comeback of all time here or something? Like, this is absolutely wild here. I thought the RUS trade was going to win. But This feels like a bit of a throw here from Yutin. He's just losing so much army. But in saying that, he's still ahead by a huge amount when it comes to army value. Hand cannoneers are coming out from Krakatoa. But they're going to get taken down here by that Mangonel, by the Streltsy. And now still just more and more Streltsy being pumped out, as well as Rams, as well as more Mangonels. Horsemen now getting pushed as well, which have been upgraded to the elite status. Finally, some elite units here to sort of just body block, right? Elite Horsemen with the RUS, so damn good, especially if you grab Biology. You got Buzz, Boyar's Fortitude in there as well, giving the extra 30 HP. Just really nice tanky unit. And now, Yutin looking to go in once again. Look at the actually, in the army value is absolutely huge right now. Krakatoa's been pushed back on both fronts here. That wall gonna get repaired back up, it seems, for Yutin. The Mangonel just able to push back Krakatoa so much here. The trade has been shut down. I mean, Krakatoa's still ahead when it comes to his eco. He just can't translate it into any sort of military right here. He's down to 4,500. And Yutin, he's not looking to slow down here. He's up to 1,500 army value. Rams coming in now. Lightweight beams is through. Do we have Wandering Town? No, we don't. I'd love to see this upgrade. It increases the damage by plus 50% and heals Ram's health every 1 second. It's a huge, huge upgrade for how cheap it is. Like, 325 resources for that is kind of bonkers. And now Yutin, look at this. Krakatoa, he just doesn't have an answer. He's trying to mass up at the back of the base here. But he's still, he's not even half the military count here. And with these Rams coming in as well, with enough Springolds here, we got 4 Springolds. So that means any sort of Mangonel Springold out of Krakatoa, it makes him kind of redundant. Like, Krakatoa does actually have the better range Springolds if he grabs the improved roller shuttle triggers upgrade. By 0.5 tiles, that's how much better it is. But he can't grab it. It's 500 stone, which he doesn't have in the bank because he's spending it all on units, which he needs right now. And it has to be next to an Uvu. And with that, GG gets called. Krakatoa realizes he's not going to be able to hold up against this huge RUS mass. And he taps out up against the RUS trade. Who would have thought the RUS trade could win up against the Mongol trade? If you did enjoy this, please do feel free to leave a like. Consider subscribing. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.